Member for Trinity-Bay de Verde.
The member from CBS. To the Honourable House of Assembly of the Province of Newfoundland and Labrador in Parliament assembled, the petition of the undersigned humbly swears. Whereas many communities in the District of Trinity-Bay de Verde do not have cell phone coverage, whereas residents in the district require cell phone coverage to ensure safety and communications abilities, whereas cell phone coverage on many portions of the highway in the district is very poor or non-existent, whereupon the undersigned, your petitioners, humbly pray and call upon the House of Assembly to urge the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador to work with the appropriate agencies to provide adequate cell phone coverage throughout the entire district of Trinity-Bay de Verde. And as in duty bound, your petitioners will ever pray. Mr. Speaker, it is my pleasure to stand this afternoon and enter this petition on behalf of the residents of Trinity-Bay de Verde. Mr. Speaker, I've entered this petition now probably at least a half a dozen times, and I will continue to do so. The government, Mr. Speaker, has to realize they have a role to play in cell phone coverage in our province, Mr. Speaker. And it was quite evident this week, Mr. Speaker, in a statement made by the member from Lake Melville, that the government has not taken this situation seriously. Just back a couple of days ago in debate, the member said, when you're dealing with the large urban centres, there are markets in there for cost recovery for the companies. It is very easy to get the investment in those type of districts where you want to expand coverage. As you get on into the more rural areas, Mr. Speaker, everybody knows it's exponential. The graph, the costing model is going through the roof. Because when you get out there, you need to engage the federal government. Now, Mr. Speaker, that's an interesting statement from the member from Lake Melville that we need to engage the federal government. Mr. Speaker, I have an ATIP request here, Mr. Speaker, from February the 12th, 2015. And the requester is asking the province, I am requesting under the Access to Information and Protection of Privacy and the briefing notes regarding cell phone coverage in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador since January 1st, 2014. Almost 18 months, Mr. Speaker. And they want to know what the Department of Business, Tourism, Culture and Rural Development is doing when it comes to cell phone coverage in the province and the communications with the federal government. So the member for Lake Melville clearly says that we need to engage the federal government. So in an 18-month period, Mr. Speaker, here's what the ATIP request found. Through our search, we have found no responsive records that directly address your request. So in 18 months, Mr. Speaker, the province has not spoken to the federal government. Now, the member from Lake Melville admits that we need to speak to the federal government. Why aren't we doing it? Why aren't we going to the feds? Why aren't we saying to the federal government, it's time for you to play a role in cell phone coverage in our province, Mr. Speaker? You know, he also goes on to say, I tell you what you get. You get the complaints over here.
Order, please. I remind the member his time has expired.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.